today's lecture, that is traditional external attackers, right? In which we need to start with the Trojan horses. In the last class, we have discussed Trojan horses, and as far as I remember, last class के अंदर हमने जो डिस्कस किया था ट्रोजन हॉर्स दैट वाज स्पाईवेयर। ठीक है जी, हमने स्पाईवेयर्स डिस्कस किए थे एंड देयर आर डिफरेंट आई मीन डाउनलोडर्स हमने डिस्कस किया था। ठीक है, हमने डिस्कस किया था रैट्स को डिस्कस किया था and these were the examples or these were the types of Trojan horses, right? And you people are very much familiar with कि ये सारे के सारे नॉन मोबाइल malwares होते हैं। ठीक है जी, ट्रोजन हॉर्स जो आपके पास है या रूट किट्स जो आपके पास होती हैं, दे आर नॉन मोबाइल, आई मीन दे आर बीइंग इंजेक्टेड by the user inside the computer or on a network, and then they are going to perform certain activities over a network, right? So starting with the rootkit, another type of Trojan horse, right? To rootkit take control of the super user account, that is called as your root administrator account, can hide themselves from file system detection, can hide malware from detection. Extremely difficult to detect. Ordinary antivirus program find few rootkits. Rootkit detection programs often are specific to particular rootkits. Now see, this is a sort of Trojan horse that is going to get a control of an administrative account of your system. Let's take an example of, or you may call it as a root account. I mean, if you people have worked with Linux or Unix, you might know that the administrative account inside your Linux or Unix operating system might be a root account. That's what I mean, called as a root account, right? So what it is going to do, it is going to take a control of the root account and then doing certain sort of installing certain sort of malwares, doing different sort of pranks. I mean to say that modify the data or something like that. These are, I mean, once you have an control of an administrative account inside the system, then you can do each and everything with the computer or with the network, right? So it is extremely difficult to detect, right? Because ordinary antivirus program find few rootkits. I mean, ordinary antiviruses are unable to, I mean, find this type of Trojan horse inside a computer, right? So, example that I would like to give you. In 2005, Sony BMG downloaded a rootkit onto the PCs of people playing Sony BMG media discs. The discovery of this digital rights management rootkit generated extreme negative publicity. The negative publicity increased when it was discovered that the rootkit left the PC open to attack by anyone. अच्छा जी, अब इसमें एक term use हुई है that is called as DRM. This is called as your digital right management. Now actually what is going to be happen most of the time, how you are going to protect your product. I mean, let's suppose if you are going to have certain sort of video or audio or certain sort of song or certain sort of movie, when you are going to publish it or you are going to give it its original copy to the users, or you want to sell it, now the only original copy is available for the user. I mean, if the user wants to copy that particular, I mean to say that file from the disk and used to get the copies of that particular original file, this DRM is going to stop doing this particular activity. Yeah. So what there, yeah, DRM is I mean, restrict you guys or restrict the users to copy that particular file. I mean, from the making a copy of the original file, right? So in 2005, what happens? Sony BMG downloaded a rootkit onto the PCs of people playing Sony BMG media disc. I mean, they have downloaded certain sort of rootkit and where they want to provide certain sort of copies or something like that. So what they have discovered of this digital rights management rootkit generated extreme negative publicity. I mean, that rootkit was have done an extreme negative effect over the peoples. The reason was that particular rootkit has, I mean, opened certain sort of codes over that particular computers where that rootkit is being installed, and allow attackers to attack over that particular computer, right? I mean, make that particular computer vulnerable to certain type of attack. Based on that particular, I mean, this is what the example of a rootkit that is being installed inside your computer and used to do certain sort of thing. I mean, that is going to disable your antivirus. They are going to disable certain firewalls or something like that. So what they have done, they have definitely, this rootkit has performed certain sort of malicious activity and make that particular computer vulnerable to certain type of attack. So based on that, this rootkit was not so much popular among the peoples. I mean, that particular DRM software was not so much popular, right? So when you download, what is a mobile code, right? So this was regarding the rootkit, right? Now we need to have a mobile code. Again, this is another malware attack. Now, when you download a web page, right, it may contains an executable code as well as text, images, sounds, and videos. This might be called, or this is called as your mobile code because it executes on whatever machine downloads the web page. In most cases, mobile code is innocent and often is necessary if a user wishes to use a website's functionality, right? Now see, mobile code is a sort of malicious code, or you may call it as a sort of application that is going to be downloaded into your machine when you are accessing any type of website. Now, you people are very much well aware about the when you are going to use any sort of web application over an internet, certain sort of pictures, images, videos, part of videos, or certain sort of data would be downloaded inside your computer, and then it is going to be executed from your computer. I mean, everything is not being running from the server, right? Some of the things are being stored onto your computer and being executed over there. So mobile code is something like that, that is very much similar to that when you are going to do certain activity over a website or any web application, that code is being downloaded inside your computer, and that could be your malicious code, right? And that might harm your computer on over which that is being downloaded, right? What is mobile code? That might be an executable code over a web page. Code is executed automatically when the web page is downloaded, right? The code might be in the JavaScript, Microsoft ActiveX controls, and etc. Hostile code can do damage if computer has vulnerability. Now see, I mean, this is a very normal code. I mean, let's suppose you have accessed some sort of malicious website. Now that malicious website may contain some sort of malicious mobile code also. Now when that particular code is being downloaded inside your computer in a very normal way and it executes inside your computer, it might harm your computer if your computer is vulnerable to certain type of attacks. I mean, I have already told you how your computer becomes vulnerable. I mean, if certain ports are open, if it is not well secured, you haven't installed certain sort of firewalls or antiviruses onto your system, then it might be the possibility that particular malicious code or that particular mobile code might compromise your computer, right? So this is a type of a mobile code, or this is an example of a mobile code, right? Then we might have a social engineering malwares, right? I mean, social engineering in malware. I mean, how we can do social engineering through the use of a malware, right? So social engineering attacks take advantage of flawed human judgment by convincing the victim to take action that are counter to security policy. अब देखें social engineering की definition क्या है? Definition of a social engineering is very simple. When you are going to take a control of any type of computer or any type of system by tricking the user. क्या वर्ड यूज किया? आप ट्रिक करके जब आप उसका यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड को कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर लें, दिस इज व्हाट यू कैन कॉल इट एज अ सोशल इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिज्म. ठीक है जी. अब यूजिंग malware कैसे होगा? We have to learn this. I mean, how social engineering is being used through the malwares, right? So this is what social engineering attacks take advantage of flawed human judgment. I mean, something that is not going to be understand by the person. आपने किसी को trick किया, I mean उसको इस तरह से trick किया कि you have. अब देखें, let's take an example. I am going to send you an email, and in that particular email, I am going to attach a file. that might be any type of file or XLS file or something like that, in which I'm going to write your computer network's result is being attached with your file. How many of you would open that particular file? सारे ही खोलेंगे डेफिनेटली एवरीबडी इज गोइंग टू क्लिक ऑन दैट बिकॉज यू नो दैट कि कितने बंदे पास हुए हैं कितने फेल हुए हैं एवरीबडी वांट्स टू नो दैट क्योंकि अभी तक आपका रिजल्ट अनाउंस नहीं हुआ बट व्हाट यू वांट टू नो दैट कि what how many marks I have achieved in that particular paper or something like that. तो आप जैसे ही ओपन करेंगे I have placed certain sort of malware. ठीक है मैंने उसके अंदर malware अटैच किया था. It might be virus, worm or anything that slammer worm कुछ भी था वो. अब उसको आपने जैसे ही क्लिक किया that would be stored inside your computer और आपने कहा ठीक है जी ये ओपन नहीं हो रही फाइन बट एक्चुअली व्हाट आई हैव डन आई हैव ट्रिक यू गाइस आई हैव प्लेस्ड माय कोड इनसाइड योर कंप्यूटर बाय द यूज ऑफ सोशल इंजीनियरिंग दिस इज व्हाट यू मे कॉल इट एज अ social engineering, right? So social engineering is attempting to trick users into doing something that goes against security policy. I mean something you want to perform from the customer or from the end user for which he is not authorized to do that, right? That is what you can call it as a social engineering. For example, if an employee receives an email message warning about a mass layoff being imminent, he or she may open an attachment and therefore download a virus, worm, or Trojan horse. I have given you an example of that. I mean, if some employee would be receiving an email from his organization or someone that your salary has been increased and the detail of salary is being attached with your email. ठीक है जी वो एकदम से उस email को खोलेगा and that email might contain certain sort of I mean to say that malware, right? And that would be installed in his computer and would be spying the information that is being present inside the computer, right? So this is how you are going to do social engineering with the mail, right? With the malware, right? All right. So how we can do social engineering? There are several types of malware that might be used in social engineering. You have spamming, right? You have phishing, you have spear phishing, and you have hoaxes, right? All these are the types of social engineering that might be used by using malwares, right? अब हम individually हर एक को देखेंगे कि actually how we can do all these things. Social engineering by using a malware. Now let's take an example of spam. I mean you all are familiar with the spam emails that you are coming to your folders or something like that, right? So spam is the ban of all email users is spam, which is defined as unsolicited commercial email. I mean you are going to get an email from some company, some organization which contains certain sort of unwanted content. I mean certain sort of pictures or certain sort of things like business. You people have heard that you are getting an email from a Nigerian person. Most of the time spam में ये emails होती है कि you have received $10,000 amount and now you have to contact me, you have to send me your mobile numbers and personal information, and based on that I would be transferring that particular amount to your amount or something like that. This is what you can call it as a spam. Now these spam emails you must not have to open them. I mean as soon as you are going to access those particular emails or the information that is being present inside that particular email, that might be harm your computer. ठीक है जी. So in addition to being annoying, spam messages are often fraudulent or advertise dangerous products. I mean mostly what they are going to do, they are going to advertise some unwanted things over the emails, right? So that is why they are being placed anti-spam filters जो होते हैं, they are going to remove those particular spam emails from your email, I mean from your mailbox or something like that, right? So what is actually going to be happen? Let's suppose if you are going to receive an email from an HPL that your password has been expired, you have to click on this particular link. I mean the click that link is being sent through that particular message and you can change your password. Now what you're going to do, as soon as you're going to click on that particular link, that would take you to a legitimate HPL website. I mean legitimate का मतलब ये है कि you will see some sort of HPL type of an interface or something like that. Now over there it would be asking you your new pin, your existing pin and your new pin. When you are entering this information and you're going to click on that definitely that information would be sent to that particular person, and it would definitely know your information and can do each and everything with your account. This is what something that can spam can harm your computer. This is the way how the spam can harm the information or your computer that is being present inside your computer, right? So spam has become a common vehicle for distributing viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and many other types of malwares. Right now, I already have given you the examples that how the spam is being spreaded throughout the network or inside your computer. I mean, let's suppose you are opening certain sort of emails. आप अपना spam folder जाके check करें, उसमें आपके पास इतनी सारी emails होंगी which contains different sort of gifts, different sort of emails or something that contains certain sort of information. I mean, some business manager from Nigeria or USA is contacting you and asking you that you have won this particular amount of money, you have to give us your personal information like your passport number, your address or your bank account number, so that we can transfer that money to your account. So these are all are the fraudulent sort of things that might be done through the spam emails, right? So they are going to do certain sort, and you don't have to reply to these emails first thing, right? अब होता क्या है कि जैसे ही आप इन emails को reply करते हैं तो actually वो actual emails नहीं होती, they are again going to spam yourself और आपको और ज्यादा emails आती हैं from that particular email address. And secondly, you don't have to open any type of link or any type of link that has been given to your email address or through your email or through your message, even on your mobile phones. Certain messages are coming कि जी click on this link, जो bitly का link होता है, ठीक है, उस पर आप click करें तो you would be taking somewhere in onto some other page or like that. If it is from the legitimate source, I mean, most of the time I am getting these links from the HPL credit card, I mean to say that account, और वहां पे होता है कि जी आपके पास ना ये 25% या 30% डिस्काउंट आया हुआ है गोल्ड कार्ड के ऊपर. दिस इज लेजिटिमेट, यू हैव टू क्लिक ऑन दैट. आपको पता है कि जी ये लेजिटिमेट नंबर से आया है और आप उसको ओपन कर सकते हैं. बट इफ यू आर गेटिंग सर्टेन मैसेजेस फ्रॉम सम अदर मोबाइल नंबर और लाइक दैट, एंड इफ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेस देम, definitely it would harm your, it could be the possibility some Trojan horse, some rootkit is being installed inside your mobile phone or over your computer when you are clicking. By clicking on that particular link, something is being installed inside your computer, and then by sitting silently inside your computer can get or can spy the information from the computer. All right. So according to the MessageLabs, 73% of all emails messaged were spam in March 2009. Now, can you imagine? In 2009, it was researched that 73%, or you may call it as 1/3, कह सकते हैं हम कि आपके पास जो आपकी emails हैं, they all are spam. I mean, जो भी आप emails करते हैं उसमें 75% अगर spam है तो आपका network तो down हो जाए. मतलब 75% emails का कोई मकसद ही नहीं है. And only 25% are the legitimate emails, right? So can you imagine how dangerous the spam emails are, the spam right? So what is MessageLab? Now I would like to tell you regarding the MessageLab. MessageLab is a sort of third-party agency which is now being hired by the Symantec. I think you people are very much familiar with the Symantec and McAfee. They are the companies which are giving you the, which are providing certain sort of antiviruses or like that. Now what is going to be happen? MessageLab में आपके पास क्या होता है कि any company who wants to get the services of the MessageLab, they used to send their emails to route those particular emails to their servers, to their MessageLabs. Now from the MessageLab, their emails are being filtered out, or they are being checked whether the virus is being present inside the emails or not. All the filtered emails would be coming back to that particular server, and all this information is being transferring through the VPN link, right? तो अब अगर Yahoo का या Gmail का सर्वर है या Gmail अपनी email services के अंदर फैसिलिटी दे रहा है filtering की, तो that is being done by some third party organization, and they are going to provide you this particular filtering service के कोई viruses, worms तो आपके पास नहीं है. Most of the time when you are getting an email that is free of viruses or like that, आपको लिखा हुआ भी आ जाता है, ठीक है? So the MessageLab is a sort of organization which is going to provide this type of services, and all the most of the organization in the world used to filter their emails from the MessageLab. तो उनके पास सारा डेटा था. So what they have done, they have researched that the 73% of the emails which are coming from different sources are spam emails, right? Now, social engineering in malware span even the load of network caused by simply transmitting and storming spam can be significant. New forms of spam consist of image bodies instead of text bodies to avoid detection from scanning programs. Now, see, I mean, not only they are harmful. I mean, it might contain certain sort of worm virus. Other than that, it might be the possibility when you are going to have bulk of emails, spam emails, when they are being present or when they are being sent over a certain sort of mail servers, so definitely they are going to choke your network and it is going to reduce the efficiency of that particular email service or something like that, right? So the new forms of spam consist of image bodies rather than the text, because text can be easily I mean to say that easily been scanned, but images might be overlooked during the scanning process. So nowadays in the spam folders you might sorry, in the spam emails you might see images or something like video contents or audio contents in the spam emails, right? So image spam messages are much larger than the traditional text spam messages, right? So this is how the spam is being spreading inside your networks, right? So in phishing attack, victims receive email messages that appear to come from a bank or another firm with which the victim does business. The message may even direct the victim to an authentic looking website. The official appearance of the message and website often fool the victim into giving out sensitive information. A Gartner survey in 2007 revealed that US consumers were scammed out of USD 3.2 billion that year. Now see, if you are working in a bank, right, and you are getting an email from your bank that you have some important information that we are sending, I mean some sort of legal information we are sending regarding your job, you need to open this particular link or like that. Definitely you think that this is the information that is coming from the legitimate source. You are going to open that particular link. Ultimately that particular link would be taking you to some other malicious website. Over there it would be asking you your user ID and password of your personal information that is being present inside your bank. ठीक है, वो आपसे पूछेगा और पूछने के बाद it might attack that particular bank or like that, right, through your account. So this might be called as the phishing attack. इसको हम क्या कहते हैं कि ये phishing है, जो आपके पास किसी सेट ऑफ यूजर्स के ऊपर अटैक करे। मतलब आपने बैंकिंग जैसे मैनेजर है, आई मीन लेट सपोज लेट टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एन एचपीएल के जितने मैनेजर हैं ना आपके पास हैदराबाद के अंदर, जो भी ब्रांचेस हैं उनके जो मैनेजर हैं उन सबको आपने लूप में रखा और लूप में रखने के बाद आपने फिशिंग अटैक किया। तो जब सबके पास ईमेल जाएगी ना सीसी के अंदर तो वो कहेंगे कि यस दिस इज अ लेजिटिमेट ईमेल ना, दैट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फ्रॉम अ बैंक एंड वी ऑल आर मैनेजर्स इन दिस पर्टिकुलर लूप, सो वी डू हैव टू डू दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, वी हैव to give the information। वो लिंक पे क्लिक करते हैं, क्लिक करने के बाद they are being compromised, very simple, right? So this is what you can call it as, this type of attack is being called as your phishing attack।